Fuck me, man. It sucks. Making videos sucks. The next recording is about to pop up. I didn't have my talent set up properly, so this is it. This is the proper way I set up my talent. You really just need to change either Fires of Justice or Zeal. These two I'm still testing, so you'll see up in the upcoming clip that I'm the reason why I'm still testing these two. And also Eye for an Eye and Word of Glory. These are the two you change up depending on the situation in 2v2s. In Battlegrounds, I'll probably say the same thing again in the next clip. In Battlegrounds you can either pick any two, doesn't really matter. But in 2s you gotta switch up. And yeah, so this is it. Hey guys, someone recently just asked me what my talent build is for my Ret Pally, so it's not really different from most, pretty much all other Ret Pally YouTubers or PvP WoW YouTubers. So there's not much difference, but I'll take you through the reasons why I pick a few things and why they're better choice than another talent.
Today, Junior.
So this is it. Straight up. Nothing special. Pretty average, to be honest. Templar's Verdict for the 15th tier. Because to be honest, these two are just not enough damage and they don't really do much, to be honest. Execution Sentence had to change in one of the previous patches, and I tried it and it just wasn't enough, man. It takes way too long for that to come down in 5 seconds, 5.3 seconds, and actually do the 1.2 million damage, which is really good, don't get me wrong. By that time they could burst you down. A DK can burst you down in 4 seconds. That's not gonna help. So Templar is ready for the 15th tier. The 30 tier, this is interesting. Greater Judgment, although it sounds good, Zeal still does more damage, so there's no point picking Greater Judgment. So you either pick Zeal, most likely Zeal. It does more damage out of all of them. But lately I've been having a lot of success with the Fires of Justice, because the fact that it just has a chance to reduce the holy power cost of Templar's Verdict and Divine Storm. It's so much, it helped down a lot. Like I get to spam it a lot more, and let's be honest, that's the abilities you're trying to generate your holy power to, so the fact that you can get to them faster really helps out. So these two, I'm still trying out which one's the better one. Zeal just for straight up damage, the Fires of Justice, I guess, to get your Zeal, to generate holy power and use your holy power abilities a lot faster. But I'm still testing out these two, so I don't know which one's better. For the 45 tier, Fist of Justice, it's just Fist of Justice. The fact that it can, every time you use your holy power abilities, it reduces Hammer of Justice by 2.5 seconds. It's a big help. That's a no-brainer. Repentance and Blinding Light, I rarely see them work, to be honest. I've seen Blinding Light in 2v2 arenas, but and it does work, especially if both of your opponents are trinketed. But apart from that, it's a rare thing. It's a rare thing to work. Or you can force both of your opponents to trinket straight away with it, which is actually not bad too. But most of the time it's Fist of Justice all the way, and we're gonna lose this coming up in BFA, because instead of a holy power, it's gonna be Judgment that reduces the cooldown. And Judgment, I think that's because of my haste, but usually it's a 12-second cooldown. Yeah, that's just not good for us. Level 60 tier, Blade of Wrath. Virtue of Wrath does do more damage, but yeah, it's way too long, the cooldown. Or Blade of Wrath. The fact that Blade of Wrath, you could just get Blade of Justice back a lot more faster than, yeah, just that's the way to go. Divine Hammer, I've seen used, it's pretty good, but you do keep that constant DPS and the constant pressure on your opponent, but at the end of the day you're just auto-attacking half the time because you're not generating enough holy power. So it does slow you down, especially because either Templar's Verdict or Divine Storm's your main abilities. That's the one you want to get out quick. So beta math is really good. It helps you generate and keep up that holy power. Level 75 tier. Okay, Justified Vengeance. Ooh, actually, don't copy that. I'll redo that. But yeah, don't put Justified Vengeance. No, that is way too costly. 5 holy power for, yes, you're gonna heal, but nah, just way too costly. 5 holy power, you're better off getting 2 Templar's Verdict or 2 Divine Storms out of that. If it was 3 holy power, I think would be the better way to go. The fact that you heal yourself. So if it was 3 holy power, I would definitely go Justified Vengeance and change Final Verdict into maybe Executioner stance. No, maybe not. That's holy power as well. Oh, here we go. Consecration. There you go. That would have been good, but it's not. So let's move on. Eye for an eye. Definitely good for melee. Obviously, anything melee, eye for an eye. It really hurts him. But for 2v2s, if you're going double DPS in 2s, I suggest going Word of Glory. As if double DPS is, you really need a healer in 2s. So double DPS can't really cut it. There's some team comps that work. So if you are going double DPS as a Ret Pally, go Word of Glory, because you'll most likely be acting a bit of a hybrid. So you're dealing damage, but you're also kind of healing your friend. And this basically just makes you help heal a lot better. And it has 2 charges, so that's, I think, 1.1 mil of healing. So that gets up, that's probably a nice 15 to 20% health for your partner. So that really helps in 2s. Unless, you know, unless your partner itself is someone who can heal himself, like a doo-doo or something, maybe go eye for an eye, especially depending on who you're versing. Battlegrounds, just stick with eye for an eye or Word of Glory. You can't go wrong with these 2 for Battlegrounds, but for 2v2, definitely switch it up to whatever you need. If you're versing two casters, it doesn't matter if you're double DPS, this is going to be pointless, so might as well go Word of Glory. Level 90 tier. Okay, so level 90 tier, I'm just gonna start with the I think least important one, Judgment of Light. Although it sounds really good, and I've done the maths, it's not bad. But I don't know why, for some reason it just doesn't work out too well in any PvP situation, so I usually just forget about Judgment of Light. Cavalier is really good if you want to catch up to someone. Especially in 2s, if you're versing 2 casters, Cavalier is probably really good. But the issue with Cavalier is sometimes you get burst down really fast and you don't have enough time to pop Divine Intervention, which could be just my fault. I mean Divine Shield, sorry. Could just be my fault. I don't really macro my Divine Shield just because I usually have this on. But if I were to use Cavalier mode, I'd macro my Divine Shield so I could just quickly press it if I need to, if I'm getting bursted down really fast. But yeah, for me, Divine Intervention is the way to go. And in most Ret Pally guides, it's the same thing. It's Divine Intervention. Now, the level 100 tier, Crusade, just hands down, is a lot better. Divine Purpose works as well. But Crusade, man, that haste is so helpful, man. You can spam out moves so quickly. What I usually do is, in a fight, I'll usually use Crusade if they pop me down to 75% health, and this is only if they're targeting me and they're bursting me hard out. I would usually basically let them kill me while I have Crusade, because during Crusade I'm still spamming all that holy power ability, generating that haste. When Divine Intervention pops, my Divine Shield pops, sorry, that's when I actually just stop and just heal myself quickly. What I find is so much haste that I heal myself really quick in like maybe 3-4 seconds. I'm nearly back to 75% health. Actually, maybe nearly 90%, because you do get 20% health when Divine Intervention pops. So yeah, and from there in 4 seconds out of how many? So 8 seconds, so I got another 4 seconds of Divine Shield. after spamming flashlight, and that 4 seconds I'm invulnerable to damage, so I can continue to hitting, hitting my opponent after quickly healing myself back up to nearly full health. And let's see, how long is Crusade? Crusade is 30 seconds, so I just wasted 4 seconds of Crusade. Oh no, wait, no. Yeah, 4 seconds of Crusade. I'd still have probably another 10-15 seconds to use Crusade and effectively. So that's a really good way to use Crusade, especially if you want to quickly heal yourself. Even using Crusade to generate holy power and quickly heal your teammates and stuff. It's really, yeah. I just go Crusade. Pretty much, Crusade is the best. Continue on. My holy talent setup. This is actually it. I don't have to make 2 videos for it. Whoops. So this is actually my BG setup. For my 2 setup, arenas in general, I would change my luminescence to holy ritual. I'll explain why in a bit. First tier, adaptation. It's the passive, you don't have to think about it as much. Relentless is pretty good, but 20 seconds ain't great. It's pretty good against, I guess, short stuns like monks and rogues would have, those really short stuns, 4-second stuns. But yeah, you still might as well go with adaptations. And for those 4-second stuns, like this only helps for stuns over 5 seconds. I got every man for himself, so it works better with every man for himself and adaptation. Second tier, hardiness. There's really no point, man. So much people can take you down below 80% health really quick as their starters, so there's really no point. I switch up sparring if I'm versing melee in arenas, and then reinforced armor for everything else. Reinforced armor in general for battlegrounds. Third tier, these sound all amazing. Like, plus 10 yards for your Hammer of Justice, 30% running movement when using Freedom. Law and Order reduces the cooldown of your Hand of Hindrance if they break out of it by 15 seconds. I would pick Law and Order just because I guess it's more valid. Bam Freedom works really well, but what's the cooldown of that? That's a 25-second cooldown, so let's use it. That's about 8 seconds of running slightly faster, and then you're gonna run slow again anyway, so there's really no point. So you'd rather slow them down faster as well so you can keep up with them, rather than being able to run fast really quickly and not catch them. Jurisdiction, really cool. I like Jurisdiction. I used to use it a lot, but I realized even though if you stun them from a greater range, and it does work well with Fist of Justice, really well, but you still gotta catch up to them. So if they stun, they break out that stun, and I can't actually hit them to generate that holy power to reduce the cooldown using Fist of Justice, there's really no point. I'll be waiting 1 minute. And you don't want to wait 1 minute, or at least maybe 40 seconds. That's way too long to catch him again. So Law and Order is the way to go. Keep him close to you, because even if melee characters, I know the melee players, melee classes, they stay next to you obviously, but like monks and demon, they run away from you if you're hitting them really hard. And let's be honest, Ret Pallys and DKs, they hit really hard, so you want to keep them close. So it doesn't matter if they're stunned, doesn't matter if you get up to them faster, as long as you slow them down enough so you can stay next to them, it's the best way to go. So Law and Order for that tier. Fourth tier, Battleground, Luminescence, every time you heal your allies, so yeah, that's pretty cool. Especially for rated BGs, that'd be really cool. Cleansing Light, there's really no point now. Rogues, as soon as you cleanse all their toxins, the next auto attack pretty much brings up all the toxins again anyway, so there's really no point. And it doesn't remove Warlock dots and shit, so sadly, yeah, Cleansing Light isn't really great. Choose Holy Ritual. When you bop someone, it's not a big heal, but sometimes, especially if you're versing casters, when you bop someone, it doesn't matter. But yeah, when you use Blessing of Protection on someone and that that heal can be the difference. That 1%, 2% heal can be the difference of them getting into cover, LOSing the opponent, and healing out, especially against casters. So yeah, in arenas, Holy Ritual. In BGs, Luminescence. 5th tier. So the 5th tier, Venusaur sounds really good, but it's a rare situation that you'll find yourself in, really. So I'd rather use Blessing of Sank. Blessing of Sank is usually the way to go. Seraphim's Blessing, same thing. For 5 seconds you can instant cast your next flashlight. That's not great, man. It's not great at all. Instant flashlight, and then you have to cast next flashlight, and by that time, they put whoever's hitting your teammate or whatever could chunk their health down below 40%, below even 20%, down to 10%, so there's no point. Blessing's the way to go. Pre-sank, knowing when to pre-sank is really important, especially in 2s. Good way to practice is in BGs, just learning how to read an opponent, knowing when a monk will stun you, a rogue will stun you, anyone will stun you. Usually Pally, when they burst, they want to stun straight away, so that's when you pre-sank. So if you see Pally running up to you and then bursting, expect to get stunned most of the time. The last tier, 6th tier, Lawbringer, man, all the way. Hammer of Reckoning, you have to consume 50 stacks to do a decent amount of damage, which you gain Crusade, which actually isn't bad, to be honest, but nah. It's way too long. The damage output of Lawbringer is a lot better, more consistent. Divine Punisher, casting 2 consecutive judgments will give you 3 holy power. Great, that's really cool, but stick with Lawbringer because you already got Blade of Wrath. That will just generate holy power really well. The amount of time it procs, oh, it's amazing. So this is my setup, so that's my talents. Switch up these 2, switch up, testing these 2, and then here's my honor talents. Switch up these 2, and these 2 as well. BG, arenas. Hope you guys learned something. So yeah, this is it. There's nothing much else. You can find a lot of guides, Icy Veins, Wowhead, all that stuff. They've got like some pretty good guides on how to play Ret Pallys and stuff. These are just the reasons why I pick stuff and what I think about them.